Hi there, it's Paul and Noel here. I should say Noel and Paul in Perth. We just wanted to do a quick video just to show you what we're doing this year for Noel's Ride to Conquer Cancer. You might remember last year we simply asked for donations and you did kindly donate, and that was wonderful. We thought this year we might try and give something as a reward for your donation. And as you know, Noel and I have started working at the community shed together we've done back scratches recently, but then Noel came up with an idea. So Noel, tell us about your idea and how it's going.
Yes, I've been doing coffee coasters, and I thought I'd do a Australian theme on the animals that are quite unique. And so from the internet, just found some images, and the community shed has got a laser imaging piece of equipment, and so imported the images into that and burnt them onto the wood, I believe is Nyata, and we've done a set of 6 coffee coasters.
And as it turns out, the Nyata that we got, we're pretty sure is actually from one of our other brothers, Graham. So this is an Eddington production. And just to show you some of them, my personal favourite is the parrot. So I really like the depth that image has got. And just to show you what I don't think we've got any parrots that aren't burnt. I can show you, I'll show you an emu. Give me an emu. Okay, so that's to show you the difference between the waxed and the unwaxed. With an emu there. And just in case this is something you would like to do yourself, I just wanted to show you the product that we're using to do the waxing. It's that product there. So it's called Osmopolix oil. Looking at the top, the top is shown in several different languages. So I'm guessing that this is actually an international...
It's a German product.
Oh, it's a German product,
yeah.
Is it? Okay.
So it's a wax oil.
Yeah, and importantly, if you read here, it's safe for humans, animals, and plants. So there you go. Yep. So do you want to talk about the 6 animals that we've got?
Yeah, so we've got, I suppose, number 1 is the kangaroo. Many sorts of kangaroos. My looking on the internet this morning is the reds, the greys, but also there's smaller varieties of what are called wallabies, but surprisingly, the quokka is also part of the kangaroo marsupial family.
Now, the quokka is probably the one in the set that most of you are not, as non-Australians, that most of you will not have heard of, but it's the one that Noel and I were most determined to put in there because it's uniquely West Australian. Who was the tennis player?
Roger Federer.
Roger Federer, yeah, famously made a quokka selfie, which we'll put a picture of that in here somewhere, because the quokka has this really funny feature that when you take a selfie with them, they look like they're smiling, and they're also really quite tame. So they always stick their head into your photo and they look like they're smiling. So they make great selfies. And if you are looking at coming to Australia for a holiday, please do come to Western Australia as part of that. Please do go to Rottnest Island and please do get a quokka selfie. Interestingly though, they are most known for being on Rottnest Island, but there are some small groups of them that are actually on the mainland. So there's something for your quiz nights. They're not just on Rottnest Island.
In fact, the Dutch explorers thought they were a rat. So the name Rottnest Island is actually from the Dutch rat's nest, and they actually called it Rat's Nest Island because they look like rats. So that's where the name Rottnest Island comes from. Right, so we've covered the kangaroo and the quokka. The other quite unique Australian marsupial is the koala. And I've done up a little sheet of how they rear their young and those sort of really interesting facts.
So what have we done? We've done the kangaroo, we've done the quokka.
Got them up here.
Yep, got the koala.
The other...
Oh, platypus, yeah.
The platypus, mainly East Coast marsupial, It's
not a marsupial, it's a monotreme. That's the
yes,
trick.
well done. It's one of two monotremes, the other one being the echidna. So they actually lay eggs and then
feed their young with milk.
Yes.
Which makes them weirdly not quite a marsupial and not quite a sort of a lizard, because they lay eggs.
Yeah.
When the Europeans arrived in Australia, the first lot of people took back stuffed samples of the platypus to England, and the English people said, "This is a fake. You've taken a duck's bill and you've taken the body of a rat or something and you've sewn them together. This animal does not exist." And the Europeans thought it was an absolute hoax.
Yep.
And it was only until they came out to Australia and they saw them for real live that they went, "Oh, it really is an animal." So there you go.
Yep.
And platypus, by the way, Latin means smooth. So they have a very smooth body. If you're into your muscles, there's a muscle that goes on your neck called the platysma muscle. And it's because it's smooth. There you go.
Yep.
I love my etymology.
And also they've got very thick fur and they can spend several hours in cold water and maintain a body temperature, quite a low body temperature of around 29 degrees. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
They're dry on the inner.
And bear in mind, so these have been known to European science since 1788. So that's 240 years. About 4 years ago, we made a new discovery about the platypus, which is that they glow under UV light. It was discovered at I think it was the British Natural History Museum. They were just shining a UV light and they discovered that these glow under UV light. And we only found that out about them in the last 4 years, and we've known about them for 240 years. So that's quite an extraordinary finding.
Yeah, and one of the weird things is that they do glow, but the little bit I read was it's weird that people shine the UV light on them. They're the weird people.
Okay, so this is what we're doing. So we haven't quite worked out the fine mechanics of it, but it'll be something along the lines of, we've made 8 sets. We owe 1 set to the person that donated the beech wood to us that we used to make the back scratches. So we owe a set to them. So the set 8 of 8 is going to go to that person. Actually, do you want to call him out? Do you want to say his name, or does he want to stay?
Yeah, so Terry Parslow. It's just a cycling friend of mine. And he does quite a bit of wood carving and was happy to donate that section of wood. So
set 8 of 8, we need to give to him to in effect pay for the beech wood that we've already used. But 1 of 8 through to 7 of 8 are actually available. We haven't quite worked out how we're going to do it, but it'll be something along the lines of, if you make a certain donation and you indicate that you would like to have a set of these, then we will send a set out to you. I've got to be honest, postage to overseas is quite expensive, so we will have to set a minimum level of your donation, because Noel will be covering the cost of the postage. So when you're making the donation to the Cancer Fund, it's actually costing Noel the postage to get them to you. So we do need to set a minimum amount before you will qualify. But
just as a little aside, I do containers for change in Australia, and every container's got a 10-cent mark on it. I've got over $200 in a little account that, from diving into bins and getting out people's discarded.
Yeah, we'll just take a moment to explain that, because I don't know whether some other countries definitely do it. I'll just go and grab one and I'll show you what Noel's talking about.
And while Paul's away, we've got 2 more animals. So the other one is the emu. It's on the coat of arms with the kangaroo. It's a large flightless bird. I thought it was part of the ostrich family, but my research this morning suggested it wasn't. There's an extinct also related one is the moa in New Zealand.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then the last one is we've done QUOKKA.
I think you've done them all. We did
Parrots? No.
Because I said that was the first one. I said that was my favourite.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, that's parrots.
Parrots.
Noel's going to write up quite an information sheet on the parrots because there's a lot to be said about them.
Yep.
Plenty, is it thousands of different species?
In the hundreds.
There's hundreds of different parrot species in Australia. If you love your birds, please do come to Australia. We've got plenty. Okay, so that's that. Now, what Noel was talking about is in Australia, we have a recycle thing. So you can see there just where my finger is, it says a 10-cent return value. So that's on all of the, not all, but most bottles, cans, cartons.
Yep, all the beers, anything even imported into Australia has got to have that mark.
Yes, so even when we get German beers in Australia, part of the import law says they must put that on there and they must put forward the 10 cents to then be handed back to recycle the product. So what Noel does, Noel gathers all these up and he takes them to the refund facility. It's a reverse vending machine most of the time. And Noel grabs that money and he's, in this case, putting it towards the cancer ride.
And the postage, and the cancer ride.
Oh, right, so that'll pay for the postage.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, nice. Good.
I'll cover the costs through the containers for change.
Good. Okay, well, we've rabbited on a bit longer than I thought. Is there anything else you want to say or pretty much done?
No, I think we've pretty well covered it. So the ride is 4th and 5th of October this year. I'll actually be flying back from overseas.
So that's when it's on. So on the back of the kangaroos, we've actually put that there, and so just to show, it's got the unique date. So these will be the only set of 8s that we do for 2025. So they will be a unique set, just like the back scratches were. And 4th and 5th of October 2025. It's called the Macca 200 because it's 200 kilometres long, which is 120 miles. Which is how far this chap here is going to ride his bike.
Over 2 days though. So that's, pretty straightforward. It's really well organised. Little feed stops every 20 kilometres. Very enjoyable. And I've joined an amazing team.
What's the name of that team?
It's called Tired and Forked. So what we'll do as part of this is when you make the donation, put in your email address. I can then use that email address to contact you to get your address for the delivery of the coasters. So when you fill it out, make sure you put in your contact email address.
There you go. So that's where we're at. So we've waxed just over half of them today. We're going to wax the other half, I think, early next week, and then
there was something else, So Australian donations are tax deductible to the Perkins Cancer Foundation.
And as you know, 30th of June is when your tax return comes due. So we're just in time for the Australian people to donate that money and then have the Australian government, the tax department, pay for about 30% of it. So don't be afraid if you're Australian, get on in.
So the pressure's been on to get them to this level.
Before the end of the financial year. Okay, that's it from Noel and Paul in Perth, and we'll catch you again soon. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Hi there. It's a few days in the future now, and Noel has completed all of these sets of the coasters. So we've now got 7 sets ready to go. The full set, if you remember, is emu, koala, Noel,
kangaroo, and the parrots,
platypus, and quokka. Okay, those are the set of 6. On the back of the kangaroo one is the identifier for which one it is. So this one here you can see is 2 of 8. We'll be donating these to anyone that donates $100 or more to Noel's Ride to Conquer Cancer. This is the QR code on your screen. Actually, I'll do it this way. That's the QR code there. So if you just pause that and scan it, that's it. I'll also put the URL down in the description. And anything else?
That takes you directly to my donation page. So that's the easiest way I've found to get there.
There you go. And if you have a look on the Harry Perkins Institute website, it'll show you the actual cancer research projects that Harry Perkins is doing at the moment. It's always something to do with cancer, but as you know, there are hundreds of different cancers, and Harry Perkins Institute is tackling those.
Slight correction, they've done some research on heart disease recently. I saw a media release.
Oh, okay.
So, yep, they're
it's not
tackling the
health
two
issues.
big ones, really.
All right, so it's not just cancer then. There you go. So please do, if you have the money, please do donate generously. If you don't have the money, please keep it for yourself, because you need to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. All right?
And I was thinking, if you actually put in there coasters set or something like that, we'll know that we'll be able to keep track of who's asking for a set.
Okay, and we will be looking at the first 7 in time. So if you look on the donation website, you can see there are 7 people before you that have asked for coasters. Then unfortunately they have run out, and I am sorry about that. I hope you can still donate though. All right, that's thanks from me. You all good there?
Yep,
right.
I think we've covered it.
Okay, so thanks from Noel and Paul in Perth. See you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.